don't you do good? You will sit on this money and die. Why don't you do good? You will sit on this money and make enemies. Many of them. Why don't you do good? You will sit on this money and many will die. You will sit on this money and there will be chaos. You will sit on this money and there will be war. You will sit on this money and many are rushing, going around, dying for the same thing you can give to them, and they may suffer. Why don't you do good? Why don't you do good? Man, why don't you at least stretch your hands? If you could have stretched a little of your hands, somebody may have been saved. That lady wouldn't have died. That guy wouldn't have wasted his life on robbery. Why don't we do good? If you would have just stretched a little finger, the thirsty soul will be filled with water. If you could have just stretched out a little finger, that lady who went into prostitution and now is HIV positive wouldn't have gone. Why don't you do good? Brother, this money you are packing, where are you taking it to? This money that is like a mountain in your bank accounts and houses. These flouting things you are just moving with. The big jacuzzis and the big houses and the Ferraris and the Bugattis and the Rolls Royces you are moving with. One of them, just one car, can feed over hundreds of people for, if not even a year. You have many of them. Why don't you do good? Why don't you do good? Why don't you do good? I'm not telling you don't enjoy your money. I'm just trying to tell you, stretch this finger of yours. I know your finger can feed about 1,000. I know you have money to understand that 2 fingers can feed 10,000 people. I know your fingers are heavy to understand that everything that you will say can happen. Why don't you do good, my politician? Why don't you do good, my rich man? Why don't you do good, my rich lady? Why don't you do good, kings, queens, hey, royal priesthood, which have been on this earth for so long? You have had all you want till even now. Why don't you do good? Why don't you do good? Why? Why don't you do good? I ask you, will you wait till that pregnant woman in that hospital dies with the baby? Will you wait till that gentleman who is suffering and needs some small money for operation die? Will you wait till somebody who is older than your mother, who needs just a vaccine, die? Why don't you do good? Just a little good you will do can save much people. Please, stretch out your finger, not even your hand, your finger, to help somebody out. And I know you will feel good of what you did, for it is better than all the enjoyment on this earth. Help your brother. Do good. God bless you.
You are too committed to live.